Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is for you if you are struggling in manifesting viable romantic opportunities and you need some help. What we are doing is a reading for your shadow self, which by definition consists of subconscious beliefs that you are not even aware of. And we are basing this on the findings of Carl Jung, J-U-N-G, who is a mental health pioneer. And these beliefs, which by definition you're unaware of, are controlling every single experience you are having, okay? Not just romantic, but everything. So we're going to dig into your shadow and see what areas you may need to be made aware of that you need to work on, okay? I'm not going to tell you how to do shadow work, but if you want to know how to work on these things, I have a shadow work playlist for you on my channel that will help you through all of this, okay? And it tells you the ways that worked for me and that are still working for me. Yes, I'm still working on my shadow. This is a lifelong process, okay? But it is about changing your beliefs so that you bring in good, viable, romantic opportunities, okay? So with that being said, let's get started on the reading. You know, I also want to say this. If you have anger issues, temper, if you're reactive, overreactive, if you're ever accused of that or if things trigger you, you have PTSD and panic attacks, fleeting thoughts that you quickly push down, those are all ways that the shadow will manifest itself, okay? Just examples, not the only ways, but those are examples. And those are some tips of how the universe uses these things to get your attention to work on these things and to heal them, okay? So with that being said, let's start the reading, okay? All right, Pisces, let's start the reading for my Pisces gang. Let's find out what we need to know, Pisces. Let's find out what is in that shadow. Let's go deep, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right. Oh, Pisces, heartbreaks, third party. Oh, God, I hate it when that Three of Swords comes up like that. All right. Impatience. I think you've kind of given up on things sometimes. I think you feel, you know what? I know you don't see your value. You got self-esteem and self-doubt here. And Page of Pentacles in reverse, Queen of Wands in reverse, a lot of self-doubt. And I feel like you've lost hope with this Temperance card in the reverse that somebody could ever be faithful to you or not bail on you and go, you know, find somebody else right away. Well, that's a broken thing that somebody did, you know, and that's tragic. But I think you've lost the will to fight for yourself with this Three of Wands in the reverse. I think you've lost hope, and I'm sorry, because I'm going to tell you something. If I could ever challenge a belief, you are so worth fighting for. You are so worth somebody being faithful to you, but you don't realize it. You don't realize it. But look here, and I think sometimes it has to do with self-esteem and self-love, okay? I really do. I really do. And I think some of you, you know, are still kind of focused on something from the past that had your heart broken, and I don't think you've healed it. And look, okay, understand this. Time alone does not heal wounds, all wounds. That is a wrong, erroneous saying. Time plus work heals wounds. And it is wounds that cause us to carry these beliefs into a situation where we are still holding baggage and where we attract other people who are holding baggage, okay, like attracts like, based on the studies and findings of Einstein, okay, energy and law of attraction. That's just science, okay. If you have these beliefs, you will attract situations and people who act in ways to confirm the very beliefs that you have that are really, really just causing things. And then the next thing you know, you believe that all men or all women are jerks. And then you attract things to, you know, confirm that belief. And then you would feel like you can't attract anybody. And you then don't attract anybody. And, you know, it's kind of like this snowball effect of these beliefs just compound on each other. Okay, and you know, and that's what happens, okay? And if you don't love yourself, no one else, people are going to come into your life to confirm that you're not lovable. If you don't see your value, no one else can either. all of these things have to be repaired on the inside before they can manifest on the outside. That, again, is basic, you know, Einstein law of attraction type theory, okay? But I think there were situations where you gave too much of yourself and you kind of lost yourself in a situation, okay? With the Six of Pentacles here in reverse, where there was just not equal give and take. People, you know, taking advantage of you. And, you know, quite honestly, and I've got the World in reverse here, you know, I don't think, here's what you need to understand. It is not until you go inside and you really find out these things about yourself that you have a great self-awareness. And it is only through that you then have an idea of what it is you're even looking for to begin with in romance, okay? It's spending time with yourself, okay? One thing I need to tell you guys that's very, very important: when you're doing shadow work, you must do self-care. Self-care you should always be doing, and it's different things for different people, okay? My bestie goes out and target shoots. Sometimes I'll go out for a drive. Sometimes it's a binge on Criminal Minds or Medea. Funny stuff, dark humor, whatever it is that, you know, dance, go out with friends, get a pedicure, take a hot spiritual bath, you know, and I will do some of all of those things, okay, just depending, okay? But first, before you can manifest and release an ex, you have to honor and work through and integrate every emotion associated with that. The anger, the pain, the regret, the sadness, the heartbreak, the anger at them for what they did, the anger at yourself for allowing them to do that, okay? All of those things. And I personally, my experience was I dealt with all of those things separately. First, I hit the sadness. Then I hit the missing them. Then I hit the, oh, why is me, and regret. And then I hit the anger. And then I wanted to get revenge. And then, you know, I had anger at myself. And, you know, sometimes I would spiral back and deal with the same emotion again. And that's okay. It is my firm belief that we cannot deal with everything in our shadow at once. I think it would physically kill us, you know. And you see this meme circulating in spiritual communities. And this is true in my own experience. You spiral back to the same thing several times until you work through everything and you learn everything that's associated with that situation or experience. Because, and I believe that's why, is because, you know, it's just too much at one time. We would be overwhelmed and it would literally probably, you know, probably physically break our hearts, okay? And the most heartbreaking thing that I've had to deal with is the fact that I allowed myself to put up with, for a long length of time, crap, okay, from, like, you know, in a situation with the same person, and not just with that one person, but with this person I put up with it too long. Then with this one I did, and then because I didn't, at my heart, feel like I deserved any better, and I didn't even realize that I had that belief. I wouldn't take the time to sit down and get off the relationship failure hamster wheel to work on me to figure out why. But, you know, at the end of the day, I had to take a step back and say, okay, I know I don't deserve this. I'm treating these people wonderfully, but I am the common denominator. And it's not about getting what you deserve. And people, you know, there's not this man up in the sky rewarding good behavior and punishing bad, because we've just seen too much evidence to the contrary. How many times have you seen it said, why do bad things happen to good people? Here's why. It has nothing to do with getting what you deserve. It is getting the thing that confirms what you already believe. The universe is just going to honor you to play whatever game your beliefs are. Yes. And it's all about the universe uses love to get your attention, because that is the quickest way to get our attention, is because love is the highest frequency. So of course it's what we crave the most, but what we're actually seeking is right inside. It's you. It is. Okay. So I know that was a lot of information, but I hope this has been helpful. We're going to get some additional advice and things from the tarot in a minute. Zodiac signs, which I don't get too caught up in, but we've pulled Earth, Fire, Air, Fire, Sagittarius, and Earth. So I don't get too caught up in that stuff, especially in the shadow work readings, okay? It's just not important. What's important is the messages behind the cards. And look, there's the ultimate abundance. It's on the other side of fear. And where you're at right now may be very miserable, and it is uncomfortable to step out of your comfort zone and do something different. But if you want to make a different outcome, then you have to do something different in your actions. And you have to do it for longer than a couple of days, because as I say many times, when you're making changes, like in a diet and exercise plan, okay, 2 days after I start, my muscles are going to be sore, I'm going to be hungry, I'm not going to feel too great because I'm detoxing from carbs. And I go look in the mirror, and I can't expect after 2 days to be down 2 sizes, okay? The same is true when you're working on the inside, on your spirit person, okay? You've got to give this thing time. And it does take time to change habits, okay? I love this. Divinely guided. Your spirit guides are with you. Yes, they are. You are so loved and so seen and so important. Yes, you are. You do have something coming in that's long-term, that's on the other side of this thing. But it has to happen, okay? You've got to release that past and have you'll have a refreshed outlook and a new lease on life when you go through this stuff. You will see peace eventually. Yes, you will. I am walking, talking proof. I lived my whole life, over 50 years before I found peace. But then I got a new outlook and a new vision as a result of this. Yes, I still work through shadow work. Yes, I still have disappointments that I have to deal with. We are all in this thing together, and please don't misunderstand. I have not arrived. No, I have not, okay? It's all about finding patience and balance within yourself, and being patient with yourself and being gentle with yourself. It's not easy. Minimize toxicity around you as much as possible, okay? Stepping into intuitive guidance, okay, with the divine guidance right here, the Queen of Swords, and we're not reading gender. She's highly intuitive and has a lot of wisdom. Why? Because she trusts the divine. That's why. She lets the divine lead. Yes, she does. And it's all about becoming a warrior and a winner. And you will be recognized and you will be seen. People will notice. When I first started working on me, after a period of time, several months, okay, people started to compliment me on the way I looked physically and said, "You're glowing, Karen. What is it? You look rested. You look better." Okay, it's tough. You're in the trenches. You know, when you're going through that metamorphosis, Pisces, many times, just like when the caterpillar goes inside that cocoon, it's an ugly go. It's an ugly process, shadow work is. But look at the end result. You're going to fly like that butterfly, right? Going to be that phoenix rising up out of the ashes, right? Fire transforms, fire purifies. It is in the fire where you feel the flames, and it is the ashes from which you will arise, okay? I hope that helps you guys, okay? Thank you so much for watching, and I truly, truly appreciate you guys doing that. You could do anything you want with your time, and yet you choose to spend it with me. Thank you. Many blessings, Pisces, and a lot of healing going forward.